Hi YouTube, welcome to another edition of Horror Hands, and this is going to be my video going through all the Blu-rays and DVDs that I got in the month of January. I apologise for my voice, I'm a little bit under the weather with a cold, so a little bit snivelly and stuff like that, but yeah, I wanted to do this video and go through some of the cool stuff that I got, so hopefully you can hear me okay. But before I go into the Blu-rays and DVDs, I just wanted to share something that Al from Kaiju Shorts sent me in the mail. I'm going to use my Hammer Horror box to show this off. But he sent me this really cool little statue of a shark jumping out of the waves. It's really awesome. Yeah, he just got in touch and let me know that he was going to be sending me something, and this is what he sent me. And being the talented guy that he is, he's painted all this himself and done a really excellent job. So yeah, thank you so much, Al. So yeah, definitely check out Kaiju Shorts if you've not done so. He is a super talented guy. I mean, he could paint these models that companies release. He's that good. But yeah, I just thought that was a really nice thing to do. So that is on the windowsill in my horror room. So again, thank you all for that. Anyway, I'll move on to the movies. So the first thing I got is 13 Eerie. And this was recommended on J Super Awesome's channel. He did a video recommending some zombie movies, and this was one of them. Thought it looked cool, so I picked it up. And it's one that I did enjoy. It's kind of by the numbers, but an enjoyable film, very entertaining, and it's got some good gore effects in it as well. So yeah, thank you for recommending that, J Super Awesome. The next movie I got is Behemoth, which was terrible, really boring movie. Didn't like it at all. Worst thing that I bought this month. It's one of these CGI man-eater series movies, which are okay, but this one is just too boring. If you're going to make a cheesy CGI monster movie, you've got to have fast-paced and things to keep people entertained. But this one was so boring. So no, didn't like that one. Next up, got this from HMV, from 88 Films, and it's the best of 80s Scream Queens. And I thought this was a documentary, but it's not. It's 3 films in one. But I'm really happy with this because it's 3 films that intrigue me. It's Nightmare Sisters, which sounds like a kind of a cool creature feature type film. Deadly Embrace, which I had that on VHS somewhere. I've not seen that for many years. And I think it was one of those VHS tapes which I bought from a boot sale, and the quality was so poor I couldn't tell what was going on. So it would be nice to see Deadly Embrace again. And then Murder Weapon, which I've not seen. So this is, it's Linnea Quigley, Michelle Bauer and Brink Stevens. It's one movie of theirs each. So yeah, I'm looking forward to checking these out either for the first time or again. So yeah, nice set that is from 88 Films. Next movie I got was Case 39, kind of like a supernatural psychological thriller type film. Renee Zellweger, she's like this caseworker. She rescues this child from what seems to be an abusive mum and dad, but there's more to this child than what anyone realizes, and there's something evil about the child. Pretty predictable stuff, but really well done. I did like this. It kept me hooked all the way through. So yeah, good pickup. I enjoyed that. Next one is an old favourite of mine. It's City of the Living Dead, which I had on Blu-ray for a long while, but I gave it away as part of my giveaway, which Mark of Horror won. It was the collectible Arrow window box edition, so he now has that, and it just bothered me that I didn't have this on Blu-ray because it's one of my favourite films. So picked this up again, found the Blue Underground version for rather cheap, which was good. But yeah, I love this film so much. I mean, what I like about this film is, Lucio Fulci, he's famous for his gore and his visceral effects, which are all in this. There's an abundance of that in these movies, but in this one, he sets such a great atmosphere, such a creepy, supernatural atmosphere going on as well, which I really appreciated. So happy to just re-get City of the Living Dead for the collection. Next one is The Conjuring 2, which I absolutely loved. I thought this was fantastic. One of the best horror films I've ever seen, and I never thought I'd say that about The Conjuring 2. It was just gripping. It was just relenting in it. The scariness. It was action-packed. I thought the characters were fantastic. I love that it's their take of the Enfield haunting, which is a famous case here in the UK. I just absolutely loved it. I was so blown away with The Conjuring 2. Yeah, and I can't wait to watch it again. Yeah, really fantastic film. Next one, finally picked up a copy of Crawl. Watched this at the beginning of the month and enjoyed it. Thought it was pretty cool. When it started, I wasn't too sure what I was going to think of it, but as soon as the crocodile came into it, I was into it and enjoyed it all the way through. So yeah, I like that one. Next one is another one picked up from HMV, Dark Water. This is the Japanese version, which I'm not sure if I've ever seen this one. I need to watch it and find out, but I've seen the excuse me, the Jennifer Connelly remake. I've watched that one, but I don't know if I've seen this. I think I have, but I can't remember it, so it'd be nice to watch it again. Right, next movie is Dark Wolf, a werewolf film, and I've known about this film for a long time, but I've never seen one favourable review of this movie, so never picked it up. But I think I found it for like £1 and bought it and watched it, and I rather enjoyed it. I didn't think it was all that terrible, to be honest. It was okay for what it was. Kane Hodder's in it, which is always good to see. There was just about 3 or 4 werewolf transformation scenes where the CGI is probably the worst I've ever seen it. It's like worse than PlayStation 1 graphics. And it just looks so horribly out of place in this film. It's terrible. It has to be seen to be believed just how bad the CGI in this film is. But apart from that, it was all right. It was entertaining enough. So yeah. Next movie I've got another one from 88 Films, and it's The Devil Hunter, Jeff Franco's kind of jungle tribe movie. I have seen this one. Saw this one a couple of years ago, and just remember thinking it was just almost incomprehensibly crazy. Real just wild, confusing, trippy movie. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it again, just to remind myself just how crazy it is. I don't think Jeff Franco actually wanted to make this. He wasn't keen on this movie, so you can only imagine if he didn't want to do a movie, just how bad that the outcome is. I mean, the movies that he wanted to do weren't all that great, in my opinion. But yeah, certainly a curiosity this one is. So yeah, looking forward to checking this one out again. Next one, got some extreme horror this month with Hate Crime from Unearthed Films. This is a found footage home invasion movie. It's a Jewish family whose one of the birthdays is interrupted by these masked attackers who basically proceed to tie them up and torture them and humiliate them, and a lot of sort of murder and madness ensues. Yeah, it is sort of considered one of the more sort of extreme type movies, and it is really. It's rather unpleasant. Not much of a plot. You're basically just watching a nice family get tied up and tortured, basically. So, it's a bit of an endurance test in that way, but it was okay. It wasn't too bad. Yeah, pretty good stuff. Right, next movie I got is I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, because I have the first one and I got the third one recently, and it bothered me that I didn't have the second one. So I just wanted to pick this one up and complete that series. I thought this one was the weakest of the three. I really liked the first one, and I thought the third one was surprisingly good. And this one was okay. Jack Black's in it, which I didn't know. Never knew he was in that movie. Next up, we have, just seen that was from The Incubus from Vinegar Syndrome. This was a pretty cool film. I like this one. Bit of a supernatural stalker creature feature all in one. This killer's going around, I think he's killing and raping women, but the police can't get any kind of identification on him. No one knows who's doing it. And yeah, I think it's like this. It turns out to be this otherworldly creature that's going around doing it. I watched it right at the beginning of the month, so I don't remember it all that much. But I do remember it was a good film. I enjoyed it. John Cassavetes is in it. He's a little bit creepy, unintentionally. I don't know if anyone else has found that, but there's something a bit creepy about his character. So much that I thought it would be revealed as part of the story, but it isn't. So I don't know what was up with his role in this, but good film nonetheless. Right, next up I got Island of Terror from Scream Factory. I enjoyed this, never seen it before, and it's always great to see Peter Cushing in something, so I did enjoy it. The only problem with this is it has the most unthreatening creatures I've ever seen in a film. They're like vacuum cleaners with a bit of makeup put over them. They move around at a snail's pace, yet the entire island is about to be annihilated by them, so it's a little bit laughable in that respect. But I did enjoy the film. I like the performances from the cast. This is a reversible cover from Scream Factory. It's way better than the inside cover. I didn't like that one, but this artwork is really nice as well. Nice retro artwork on there. So yeah, that was good stuff. Next up, I've got It Chapter 2. Now, this one is a disappointment for me. I watched it at the cinema, and I've watched it twice now. There's things that I think they do well. There's some great scenes in this movie, some great horror set pieces, some quite surprisingly good creature feature moments in this film. And I also have to give it to them, the casting in this film is some of the best I've ever seen. In terms of casting child to grown-up counterparts, the adult casting is probably the best I've ever seen. They really do look like their child counterparts, which is really impressive. I did like that about the film. But my main problem with this is it has a bizarre amount of humour in it. It's almost a horror comedy, and I watched it a second time, to kind of evaluate that after seeing it the first time, and it really is very, very heavy on the humour. And it's not necessarily bad humour, it's actually quite funny, but it just does not go with this film at all. Doesn't go with the first film, and certainly doesn't capture the essence of the book. It's just like numerous characters, they act like they're in an Adam Sandler film or a Seth Rogen film. And, it should be terrifying, it should be so scary. And because they were just making cocky jokes and one-liners all the way through, that ruined it for me. So, yeah, it had its good points, but way, way too much humour. Way too much humour in that. Right, next up, I picked up the Poltergeist sequels. I saw Poltergeist 2 years ago. I remember it being okay. Rewatched it a couple of nights ago and still think it's okay. Not bad. From what I know, this movie was a lot longer, but it was cut down considerably, which really affected the story. So, yeah, that's a bit disappointing. Although the character of Kane in this film is fantastic. He does a great job. And I know he was ill, he was dying when he played that character, which gives him his gaunt appearance, but he was fantastic. But yeah, it's okay. Yeah, not bad. And then I got Poltergeist 3, which I wasn't keen on. This one didn't really capture my my attention all that much. But I've got them all now, apart from the remake, so that's cool. Next up, I got Ready or Not, which is a film that I really enjoy. I watched this at the cinema and thoroughly enjoyed it, so I really wanted to get it on Blu-ray. Picked it up and rewatched it, and it held up just as well the second time. Really good stuff. I love this character, this main woman in it. I think she's fantastic. She is like exactly how a strong leading lady should be. The journey that she takes through the film feels very organic. You know, even though it's a crazy wild plot, she's really, really good, and she's funny and witty, and you're really rooting for her throughout the whole film. And she goes through some serious stuff, man. She gets beaten down pretty bad in this, but yeah, really enjoyed Ready or Not. Highly recommend that one. Okay. Excuse me. Now, also this month, I've been picking up some Resident Evil films. I have always kind of never really liked Resident Evil. From watching the first film, I was really disappointed that it wasn't like the original video game, the one in the mansion, which I think is fantastic. And I've always kind of carried that, I guess, judgment, if you will, of the movies, that they're just kind of crap. But I thought I should really start buying them, so I did. So I've got 1 and 2, and I picked up number 3, which is Extinction. And I remember watching this in the cinema when I was a lot younger than what I am now, and I really didn't like it. So I put it on with quite a bit of trepidation, and I actually really, really enjoyed it. I thought this was fantastic. It actually made my top 20 zombie movies, which I did recently. So it was really nice to rediscover this film, if you will, and see it for the good things and the action and things like that. So yeah, really enjoyed this. It's totally changed my opinion of the Resident Evil series. So I also picked up Afterlife as well. Again, really enjoyed it. Thought the action in this was fantastic. The first 10 to 15 minutes when all those Alice characters are invading the corporation, the Umbrella Corporation thing is brilliant. Some of the best fighting and action I've ever seen. So really enjoyed that one. And picked up Retribution as well. And again, really enjoyed that. So yeah, nice to rediscover and explore this series a bit more and enjoy it. So just need to get the final chapter and the animated ones as well. Right, next up, a crazy movie, Shocking Dark from Synapse. So this is another one of those Italian rip-offs where they rip off a certain film almost scene for scene, but just do it a little more inept than what the original did. And in this one, it's Aliens that gets that treatment, with a little bit of Terminator thrown in as well. Just, yeah, unbelievable. Really bad, but really good at the same time. Really entertaining. It made me laugh when it probably shouldn't. But I did have a lot of fun with this one. Really, one of the best Italian rip-off movies that I've seen. Yeah, definitely check this one out. If you have a low threshold for bad films and things like that, or a high threshold, definitely check this one out. I had a lot of fun with Shocking Dark. Really entertaining movie. Next up is Strays, a killer cat film. This is a family move from the city to this rural town, and they are attacked by a gang of like feral cats. It's almost identical in storyline to Arachnophobia, and in fact it could be filmed in the same town as Arachnophobia, and I think it came out in the same year as well, 1991. So yeah, if you like Arachnophobia, check this movie out. It's Arachnophobia with cats and a little bit of Cujo thrown in at the end. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It's the first time watch. I didn't know anything about it, so I enjoyed that one. Next up is Truth or Die, a little British film about like a geeky kid who gets embarrassed at a party, and sometime later the kids who were there are invited to another party, and it's hosted by the geeky kid's brother, who is not there to party. He's there to to kind of make them pay for what happened. There's a lot of twists and turns in this one, so I can't say too much, but I did enjoy it. It was a pretty decent film. Got better as it went along. So, yeah, Truth or Die. And the last film I've wanted to see for years, actually, and finally got a copy, and it's Ballentine, which, again, I watched it right at the beginning of the month, but really enjoyed it. It was kind of exactly what I expected, late 90s, early 2000s slasher, had all the usual tropes, but yeah, one that I did enjoy. Finally got to see that one and add it to the collection. So that is everything that I got in January. Thank you for watching that, guys. Let me know if there's anything there that you particularly like or didn't like. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.